there, Assalamualaikum. I'm Sharafat Hossain from Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Hope you all are doing well, staying healthy, staying at home during this pandemic. Today we are going to discuss an interesting topic of neural networks. In short, the topic we are going to discuss today is multilayer perceptron. So you might have a question first, what is perceptron? And it's obvious. Let me make it clear to you. The perceptron is the basic unit of deep learning. It might sound a bit harder, so let's make it a bit more easy. So when we define any artificial neuron that can solve complex and undefined problems, much like the human does, that may be called a perceptron. So a multilayer perceptron teams up with additional perceptrons to solve complex problems. This figure shows here the layers of the multilayer perceptron. First layer is the input layer, then the hidden layer, and then the output layer. Now the execution steps. First, there are two steps. The first one is the feed forward and then the back progression. Today we will try to solve a OR gate problem using multilayer perceptron. Here is the input for the OR gate and the output corresponding output for the gate. For 0, 0 input, the output will be 0, and for rest of the input, output will be 1. Now for row 1 is the row 1, the input to the multilayer perceptron will be weight of the first layer into the second layer plus weight of the first layer into second layer plus bias. Bias value controls how much we want the error to be minimized. Then for each of the steps we will calculate the biasing condition, and the condition will be if W into X, that means weight into inputs plus bias. We will discuss the code here. First we have defined the sigma function, which is 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus x, and we have defined the derivative of the sigmoid function, which is 10h, also known as 10h. Then we have defined the classes for neural networks. First one is initialization function, which is the set function, and the weights, which is the weights and the inputs. Then we have defined sigma function, which would be the sigma, where we have multiplied the inputs with the sigmoid function, which will return the S2 value. Then we have trained the our classifier here with some random values 1 0 1 1, L0 L1 L2 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 L1 L1, and then we have check condition here and here. Then we have given our required our inputs for the OR gate and the outputs for the OR gate. Then we have run the code here. Then we have got this expected outputs. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.